felt this sense of connectedness and grounding and being with yourself when you're in a place like that. I'm Anna McMillan. I'm the general manager and founder. So I primarily, for now, do a lot of the baking and the cooking while we're kind of getting up and going, but all the business operations primarily.
And I'm Rihanna Miller, and at the moment, I'm more the cafe manager at the Tiff House, and I'm a partner in The Garden.
The Garden is a combination of things. It's a cafe. We're also a retail shop and a bakery, as well as a space. Cafe is, we serve coffee from Agro Roasters. We bake everything that we serve in-house. We also have a food program that we do everything from scratch ourselves as well. It's mostly lighter food, some brunch and lunch kind of items, but as we continue to grow and expand, we like to sort of have more of an evening menu as well, including sort of some charcuterie, cheese boards, that kind of thing. The retail side, we've got a very sort of specific selection of products that we've sourced from mostly local suppliers, but some global as well, with an emphasis really on sustainability and social responsibility and just really intentional, high quality products. So I grew up in an entrepreneurial family, sort of just been part of my life for as long as I can remember. I always knew I wanted to start a business. So I went to business school. I did my MBA at UVic, but I still knew I wasn't quite ready to start my own venture. So I got some practical experience in business operations at Farm Boy Fine Arts, and then Lululemon, and then Kit Mace most recently. I got so much incredible experience and really refined my vision and goals at those companies, which was where I created the vision for The Garden.
Prior to this last 4 years, I've been working in marketing at Blanche Macdonald, which is a local arts college in Vancouver. And Anna approached me with this beautiful venture in the space she wanted to create. And at the time, I was also sort of talking about doing something a little bit entrepreneurial. And our values just really aligned, and we've been friends for over a decade. And so I jumped in head first and haven't looked back since.
Definitely got a lot of inspiration from both traveling as well as just researching on the internet for hours and hours. But in Vancouver specifically, a couple that definitely come to mind would be Le Marseille St. George.
There's a space in New York that's just opened called Guild. And I remember listening to this podcast of them explaining why they were creating this space. It was to furniture designers that had worked in film for many years, and it was sort of the same idea that Anna had, where she wanted to create something where people spent time in, and it was all their favorite things and beautiful things, and people that were really passionate about their craft. And I showed it to some friends, and it was the first time that they really understood the concept of what we were creating here, because it was the idea that you can have multiple things under one roof, and it'll be a little bit different for each person. To some people, it's maybe where they get their favorite cup of coffee. Someone else, it might be where they come for wine and charcuterie, and just really creating a space that people want to come spend time in, and creating a space that when we built it out, we wanted to play up with the elements that already existed here. So it wasn't turning it into something it wasn't. It was really keeping it industrial and chic and thoughtful and intentional.
Yeah, another couple of places, traveling, New York definitely comes to mind. There's a really lovely hotel in Brooklyn that has a lobby with a plant wall, and as soon as I saw the plant wall, I knew that I wanted to recreate it in some way, which with the help of our lovely friend Amanda at Forage and Bloom, she helped us build a plant wall that's quite similar in design, which I think really kind of brings that whole feeling of really being in a garden type idyllic space to life. So we chose Strathcona as the neighborhood that we built The Garden for two reasons. One was because this building and this space, I came across it very serendipitously, and it just really worked perfectly for the vision and the layout and the space itself. And two, because it was in Strathcona, which is a really beautiful part of Vancouver. It's the oldest residential neighborhood. There's, just the most absolutely stunning homes, so much character, but it's also very easily accessible. So it's really close to downtown. It's right next to Chinatown, and there's just so many creative, wonderful people that live in Strathcona and nearby, and they have all been coming in and telling us how much they really needed a space like this here. So we feel particularly, excited and proud to have brought something that the residents in the neighborhood really does